GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
So, Fat Man.
Canadian Sleazy.
3 weeks and we finally got a good groove. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, we do.
So, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about some, well, I really wish old Sleazy was here to talk about his favorite company, ROH. But
his words.
But there's also a new Sleazy. We'll find that out on the wrestling show.
Everybody, this is Canadian Sleazy.
Mr. Fat Man.
And tonight, we have, as always, but for the first time in a long time, not on an actual location, but his own home, Chip Willis.
Otherwise known as the new Sleazy.
Yes, he is the new Sleazy.
So I wasn't really paying attention in the chat when this happened. So, Fat Man, would you kindly explain why there's now 3 Sleazies?
I honestly don't remember. It has something.
It was the whole Brock Lesnar thing. How I said it was a work.
The Brock Lesnar thing was a work, and I'm like, that's what Sleazy would say, and then Sleazy liked it. So yeah.
So the nickname, the new nickname of the show will be the Sleazies and the Fat Man.
Sleazies and the Fat Man. Yep.
Sounds like a bad mafia.
All right, let's kick this shit off. We're talking about Dietz was supposed to send me his, but of course he's Dietz and was all like, "Fuck all y'all."
It wasn't AEW. He didn't feel it was important.
Well, I mean, it's run by the same guy, so and there's AEW stars all over this, but that's okay. So. I have the voiceofwrestling.com for star ratings. There's actually 2 people who did it. Jerry with a J, so I'm assuming it's a girl, and Gerard. So yeah, they did it.
Both named Jerry.
So yeah. Did anyone watch the pre-show?
No, but I have a note. Pre-show. Fuck your pre-show. Except I had Prince Nana, Embassy Forever. I also popped very large when I saw the Instagram of the Prince Nana interview on the pre-show. Love the Embassy, love Prince Nana. Glad to see him back around.
Okay. That was Sleazy from Rehab saying that stuff. So
how did he get the pay-per-view at Rehab?
Very high-class Rehab.
It must be. He must be, he must be at freaking like
No, he broke into the counselor's room and hot-wired the laptop.
Yeah,
and
probably
put in a new VPN so you can watch all of it.
I thought we sent him to the rehab where O.J. Simpson went.
Club Med or Club Fed.
Oh my God, Jesus, Club Murder.
Okay.
So the show opens with the ROH World Championship. Oh wait, because fuck you.
No, no, sir.
The ROH World Championship.
I'll start this fight early. What was the main event of that show?
No. It's a running gag.
Okay.
Every time there's a world title that's not on last, we say it. ROH World Championship. Jonathan Gresham defends against Claudio Castagnoli. 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Jerry gave it 3 1/4. Gerard gave it 3 3/4. I think they're overrating pieces of shit because this was an okay match for a house show. Surprised that it opened. I didn't think it would main event or be on last, but I didn't think it would open. I thought it'd be like in the middle of the card. Not surprised with the outcome. I was surprised with how short it was, but then if you read the news and rumors, you understand why. And the finish came out of nowhere. New Sleazy.
I enjoyed the match. I know it was short and it was a good start. And they mentioned that they did a coin toss at the beginning of the show of what was going to go on first. And
it's a work, bro.
Anyways, I gave it 3 1/4. I wanted it to be longer, but it's good to see Castagnoli finally get his championship.
Canadian Sleazy?
I'm always going to read Rehab Sleazy's out first and then mine. Just as either. So he and I, this is why he sent it to me, because I have to say this part. 4.5 stars. He only sent it to me so I could just say the star ratings and have to say them. I'm positive of
it. He gave this match 4.5 stars?
Notes. Weird to put the world title on first, but I can understand why. The match was laid out really well. Love the fact that even though he was champ, Gresham looked like the underdog here. Regal on commentary was choice. I don't believe the rumors that Gresham walked, but wouldn't be surprised if there were some upset feelings backstage. You never know these days. I thought that match, cool. Claudio won. Knowing that there was tomfoolery and fuckery with him, but first, if it wasn't going on first before because of the FTR match, it was definitely going on first now to get it done over it. The fact that this is only like a 10-minute match shows you something.
11:30, I think, and Gresham pretty much lost to a powerbomb. I don't. Is that his finish? Claudio's finish now?
The Rico bomb.
Yeah.
Indie finish, but I guess bringing it back.
Okay. It just came out of nowhere to me. And fuck Sleazy for being a totally overrated piece of shit. That's a Mark fucking thing to say. 4.5 stars, not even fucking close. I don't know what drugs are giving him in rehab, but god damn, what a fucking overrated piece of shit. It was an okay match. You know, I expected better out of the two, and I do believe Gresham I don't think he walked because he did the match, and it was a pro about it. Shook his hand afterwards because that's Jonathan Gresham. He is a pro, but yeah,
you can tell he was frustrated though.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he was pissed off because they turned him heel 2 weeks just for this match, and then so I mean, they could have had the same match face versus face. It wouldn't have mattered. There's nothing Gresham done in that match that made him heelish. So I mean,
besides being Jonathan Gresham.
I mean it. So I get it from his perspective too. All right, Sleazy's favorite titles: the ROH. Oh wait, yo dog, I heard you like tag team matches.
I do.
ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. The Righteous defending against Dalton Castle and the Boys. 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Both Jerry and Gerard gave it 3 stars. Ryan, you're the tag team. I'm sorry, I'm breaking kayfabe. Canadian Sleazy, you're the tag team wrestling enthusiast.
I enjoyed this match for what the fuck it was and was going to be. I assumed Dalton and the boys were going to win just because all the rest of the boys aren't doing any events with Impact. So I just assumed that Dalton's got a Ring of Honor deal. So I figured it was coming anyways. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it for what it was and the crowd was into it. Sleazy's 1.5 stars. He loved Dalton. This was not good. Just a poor match. A lot of outside gaga, as Fat Man would say.
I gave it 2 stars. So, I mean, it was
love the gaga.
It was an match. It was an match. And that's what Dalton does, though, now, is all the outside gaga. That's like his gimmick now. So, I mean, it makes sense. If you watch the product, you would know what product there is. That's what he does. But, yeah, it was meh. I mean, it was what it was. Like you said, I enjoyed it for what it was. And it was to get the titles out the Righteous because they're an Impact. New Sleazy.
I gave it 1 3/4. I was totally not involved in this match at all. I knew they had to put a cooler on after the first match, but it was very sloppy, very, very sloppy, especially on the Righteousness part. I can see why, again, the Dalton and the boys went over because of the Impact deal with the Righteous. But yeah, 1 3/4. It was really bad.
ROH Pure Championship. Wheeler Yuta defends against Daniel Garcia. 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Jerry gave it 4. Gerard gave it 4 1/4. Let's do Rehab Sleazy.
The notes. Goddamn, what a match. Once again, Accusant, once again made better by Regal on commentary. This match harkens back to a 2010s era Ring of Honor. Just fucking beautiful. It told a wonderful story in the ring. Match of the year contender. Might be my match of the year at this point. Hashtag Mark's gonna local Mark 5 stars.
Yep, because he is 100% a local fucking Mark overrating piece of fucking shit. This was 3.5 stars at best. It was a really good wrestling match, nothing more. But he's right. But
I'll agree with that statement. It's a Ring of Honor Pure title, and the boys had a deadly Ring of Honor Pure title
match. Yeah, it was the best Pure title match since they reintroduced the title. I will 100% say that. But it was only 3.5 stars. It was really good. And I liked there was only one rope break. I liked they kept it in the ring. It was absolutely great. But it's no way 5 stars. Sleazy's overrated twice on this match, on this show, because he's a mark for fucking Cesaro and a mark for fucking Daniel Garcia. He's an overrated piece of shit. Chip.
I will go not as far as him, but I will give it 4.25. It was. I'm a huge Wheeler Yuta fan, so I'm not a big Daniel Garcia fan, but I thought they worked really well together. And that pin that Wheeler Yuta comes up with is becoming very deadly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, by the way, Wheeler Yuta is also Asian, so put that into Sleazy's fucking bias right there. Fucking Mark.
It wasn't 6 stars.
It wasn't at the Tokyo Dome.
And you said that it was just a really good pure ROH.
It was. And when you watch Ring of Honor Pure matches, you got to understand what those matches are. It's a different style. You're going to get used to it.
It's like freestyle wrestling almost. Yes, it's great.
Yep.
It's almost like a ballet, a poetry in motion. No pun intended on the move, but I'm saying it's entertaining as hell to watch, especially coming from a guy with a dancer background because it's choreographed very well.
Dragon Lee versus Roosh, 15 minutes and 50 seconds. Both of the guys gave it 4.25. This match was better than the pure title match, so fuck you, Sleazy. This was 4.25. This was rating. Yeah, but he's an overrating piece of shit. So on the last match, so this match was absolutely fucking great. 4.25. It was great. The ending was kind of weird. It looked like they kind of messed up a little bit, but this match, but it was absolutely great. It was absolutely great, and I absolutely loved it. Better. This was right now, match of the night. As of this point, right now. Now go to Ryan's favorite wrestler in Rush.
Sleazy. Fuck me. What another amazing match. The lawn dart table spot was fucking sick. A ton of action. 4 3/4.
He's an overrated piece of shit too.
And the only thing I'd say with my question of Ryan and go, what was the missing? I assume when the finish is what he's going to bitch about because that's a sleazy type of thing to bitch about that way. I just don't like Rush. I didn't like Rush's title reign. I mean, fuck that guy still anyways, but like, I'm not going to not like somebody but be bitter and biased for the most part, unless your name is Britt Baker, to a match that is really good like this one was. Like, I'd be foolish to say this match wasn't good.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah.
Chip.
I gave it 4 stars. I didn't think it was as good as the pure match, but it was up there. It was entertaining to watch. And I guess I'm not fully into Roosh. So, I mean, I know I watched him at the end of the run of Ring of Honor, and then I've seen him with Andrade on AEW. But I mean, he's a good wrestler, but I don't think he's anything to like overgloat about.
Okay. ROH Women's Championship. Mercedes Martinez defends against Serena Deeb. Second longest match of the night at 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Jerry gave it 3.5. Gerald gave it 4.25 and Sleazy is a women's wrestling enthusiast. So that's how badly he overrated this match.
Great technical match that was fun, especially with Deeb doing a great job in putting Martinez over 3 3/4.
This was an okay match for a house show.
Wow, you were real bitter in the.
It went way too long.
So far, you've been like, if you like something, it's either you really liked it or it was shit here tonight.
It went way too long, and it was sloppy 90% of the time. I don't
sloppy seconds.
I don't understand where he thought it was great. I mean, it was okay. It was watchable, but it was just sloppy. And fuck him being an overrated piece of shit on this. He must be Brandon sucking Tony Khan's dick on this show. I don't understand what it is. All right, Ryan, go ahead.
I didn't hate it. I did expect more out of the two people in the ring, though.
Thank you. Agreed. And also, I thought the wrong kid died.
No, Serena Deeb needs the AEW World Title.
Okay, I thought she was winning one of them, but she lost.
I put the AEW Women's Title on her just because cool. You're going to be a Ring of Honor champion now, but like,
yeah. All right, Chip.
I gave it 3 stars. I definitely wanted it to be shorter. I didn't think it was amazing by any means. So yeah, 3 stars.
ROH World Television Championship, Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal, 12 minutes and 20 seconds. That's the bell time. There's also a pre-match. Jerry gave it 3 1/4. Gerald gave it, or Gerard gave it 3 3/4. Chip.
I gave this 4 1/4. 2 veterans going at it. Know each other really well. Showed in the ring they knew each other really well. I'm not sure if the right guy died. But Samoa Joe won. So I don't know.
the right kid didn't die. Jay Lethal should have won this match.
So we all agree, wrong kid died.
Wrong kid died.
Way better than I expected it to be honest. I don't know why my expectations were super low for this. It was way better.
Really?
Yeah, I had no expectations for this match. I thought Joe.
When a coach goes against his protege,
it's not that. I thought Joe was washed up.
Oh, I can see that. Because WWE made him look washed up. That's why.
Fuck you talking bad about my WWE. You shut your mouth.
But also at the same time, his first matches in AEW still weren't that great. So,
it's Joe's Joe style.
But this was better than I expected. I gave it 3.5, better than I expected. Joe no selling everything didn't fucking help matters either. But it is what it is.
I love how even in rehab, Sleazy's fucked.
Okay.
You love the match. 3.5. Sleazy, 3 stars. Notes. I'm disappointed. This should have been a banger, but too much interference. Pre-match brawl was unnecessary, and even the belt shot, while it does good to make Joe look unstoppable, wasn't necessary. So a 0.5 star between the two. You have a great match and a disappointment match. Classic.
The belt shot I agree with. The interference and the pre-match I don't. I think they were needed. The pre-match helped that crowd get so hyped for that match. And honestly, if they didn't do it, I don't think that match would come across as good as it did. So I disagree with 2 out of those 3, but the belt shot was dumb. And he no-sold it. He pretty much kicked out at 2, got up, and fucking just won. So I'm just like, great. Thanks, Joe.
My issue with this match was the same one as with Dave Martinez. I didn't hate it, but like I just kind of I was on the other side of it. I expected more.
Gotcha. All right. Main event.
Match of the year. Match of the year.
2 out of 3 falls match for the ROH World Tag. Wait. Yo, dog, I heard you like tag team matches.
Oh, I do.
2 out of 3 falls match for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. FTR defends against the Briscoes. 43 minutes and 25 seconds. Jerry gave it 4.5. Gerard gave it 4.25. And I'm going to make Ryan so disappointed. Great match, but I thought their Super Card of Honor match was better. 4.5 stars.
I think you're wrong. Their Super Card of Honor match was not better. But this was 3 matches in a one, so it had so much of everything. Like, every little bit, to me, that was cool about their first one, this one blew out the water.
So there were 2 things that I did not really like about this match. One, that ref bump was so bad. He was nowhere near Jay Briscoe to try to even punch the ref. Like, it was like, oh, come on. That's not the performer's fault. That's the ref's fault. Another, they're just letting him fly through tables and do shit on that third fall just cuz. And of course, you know me. He's an ROH or an AEW referee, so it's like that's just fuck the rules. But yeah, no. But I thought it still was a great match. I don't think it's match of the year though.
I think you're incorrect.
Okay.
I think you're absolutely wrong. And you heard how hard I talked about Cody and Seth, and I went into this match thinking it was going to be good, and it blew every expectation of mine out of the water and more. And I'll give it to the throwback of maybe the tag team match. And you know how much when tag team wrestling is good, no wrestling touches it.
I agree.
Right? Sleazy. Second 5-star match of the card for Sleazy. Fuck me. What did I say about Yuta Garcia being the match of the year to this point? It lasted all of 4 matches. Easy match of the year, front runner now. They managed to just put together just a goddamn masterpiece here. Slow burning through the entire match. So many great near falls. And even the finish to the third fall was a bit unexpected, which I agree to, with the top rope pile driver after Jay kicked out of the second shatter machine, which I fucking popped for.
I'll watch it again. But I'll just watch it again. But I right now it's not my match of the year. Chip.
It's fresh in my mind, like I've always said, but I spent a couple of months pushing Seth and Cody and Hell in a Cell. But now I get to rewatch Seth and Cody. In my mind now, Seth and Cody and Hell in a Cell, Orange and Will Ospreay from Forbidden Door, and both FTR and Briscoe matches are my top 4 right now of the top 4 matches that's happened this year.
There's been a lot of great fucking matches this year, too.
And that was just my top 4. Just off the top of my head, if somebody said, watch a good wrestling match, watch this year, I'd go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
There's been a couple 4-star, 5-star matches in the G1, but we'll talk about that later.
Chip.
Anyways, I'm with Ryan. Definitely, those are my top 4 right now of the year to choose from. But I gotta go with this being match of the night and the match of the year candidate, 5 stars. So
I'm the piece of shit.
I had a lot of expectations just because of how good their Super Card of Honor was. And here's how this match started. It started out very slow to me, and I was having trouble getting into it. But then it started to build and build and build, and then it just, by the time that third match came around, it was just fucking on fire, white hot the rest of the night. The pile driver, as you saw me put in the chat, what a fucking move that was. And the way they literally left everything on the line, and the way he rolled him up and just put his feet on him to cover him shows how much they put on the line in that match. And yeah, Cash taking Mark through the table. That was
what a gross fucking spot that was.
Oh my God. I even jumped up in pain in that one. But no, right now, definitely up there. Those 4 matches are my top of the year candidates as well. And I kind of want to go back and watch the Supercard of Honor and this back to back. But it was fucking phenomenal, if you ask me.
You know what I kind of thought they were going to do? A time limit draw.
That would have made sense too, but it was so fucking hot. It was so fucking hot at that time.
Just to get one more match out of them.
Oh, they'll get another match.
Oh, I know they would.
Another match out of them. All the Briscoes got to do is have a quick little heel turn and go, you know what? Had that have been a traditional match, that 2 out of 3 falls that got changed after, we won the fucking first fall.
I thought the heel turn was going to have when they were inviting them in the ring. I thought there was going to be a heel turn.
They did say in commentary that the Briscoes are the
long term
of the 2 out of 3 falls match. So it's their match. So what do they have to bitch about?
Not that they bitch about it. What I'm saying is it got changed last off. You really want to be smart about it.
Okay. Okay.
The Adam Cole thing with Johnny Gargano. He won the first fall, blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha. Okay. Overall, it was a good show. Not a great show for me. I mean, I don't see a 5-star match on this show.
Sleazy saw 2 and won at 4 3/4.
Because he's a fucking mark. And I will give the devil his due with the 2 out of 3 falls match. I will go back and rewatch that. But that pure championship is... The pure championship match, I can't even touch with a koala's dick. It ain't that fucking great.
Was a great pure title match.
It was a great pure title match, but it was not nowhere near a 5-star match or match of the year.
No. I thoroughly enjoyed the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Now, we're going into shit quick. I told him I'd give him a shout-out, too, because he was a dickhead and grilled me about it. So we had a scorecard this weekend.
And I did it.
I did not.
He didn't win.
I didn't win.
I walked in as the Ring of Honor champion and lost my championship. Kind of sad about it. Kind of sad. Fat Man, you did finish second.
Mm-hmm.
Dietz and me tied for third. Sleazy and Faraday tied for last. And Warren Blinker as the new Ring of Honor scorecard champion.
Well, fuck me was the match order.
I actually got 3 of those right, luckily enough, and I changed it after the run. When I first did it, I had a world title on last, and I stopped. I went, no, they changed that to 2 out of 3 falls, didn't they? Oh, yeah, no, that's main event.
I think I had the TV title first and the world title like in the middle, is what I did with the.
They actually against the card. Oh, damn.
Yeah. And also I think the fall. I think I had I don't know why I had FTR win the first fall.
Did I.
I don't know why I had that. My mind blanked with the Briscoes always sweeping everybody in 2 out of 3 falls matches. So that was dumb on my part. But if I would have done at least one match order right and that, I would have won. But all right. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll talk about the very, very nothing really happened in news and rumors, but we'll take a quick break and just touch on the little shit. And we're back. And also, don't forget, guys, to rate us on Spotify. Because Spotify now is a rating system. You can rate us on Spotify and now Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and where you just rate us 5 stars on everything because Sleazy likes rating people 5 stars because he's an overrated piece of shit. So, news and rumors, I don't got much, nothing really big happened. Tully Blanchard's no longer in AEW or ROH. That's pretty much it, guys. So that's it no, that's not it. There's something big happened, didn't it? Something big happened.
I stayed in retirement.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Sleazy retired. My bad. I forgot to mention that. He's no longer officially part of the wrestling show. So everyone knows by now Vince McMahon retired.
Sorry to cut you off. It's funny. I'll finish the joke. Yeah, being that it's fucking a week later.
Yeah.
Literally, right when we went off the air, it spilled last week.
Vince retired. According to the report, federal prosecutors and the Securities and Exchange Commission are both looking into the hush money payments made to resolve sexual misconduct claims. WWE hinted at investigations earlier today in their SEC filing, but they avoided to name a specific entity. In relation to the hush money payments, WWE claims that they had received regulatory, investigative, and enforcement inquiries, subpoenas, or demands. The Wall Street Journal attempted to contact representatives for McMahon and WWE, but neither responded to requests for comment. A representative for the independent directors of the WWE board also declined to comment. The SEC and the spokesman for the Connecticut office of the U.S. Attorney declined to comment as well. It was believed that these were the law firms that just announced the class action lawsuit investigations they're conducting, or perhaps news outlets like HBO's Real Sports but now we know Vince is the subject of the government investigation. McMahon made $14.6 million in payments from 2006 to 2022, according to an ongoing internal investigation, as he has or will repay all expenses himself. In addition, WWE stated in an announcement that it was updating its prior financial report for the affected years. Last Friday, McMahon left the company. The current co-CEOs are Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan, with Triple H serving as the head of creative. Cool.
Holy fuck, right?
Yeah. So,
well, now we know why Triple H came back.
Bruce Pritchard is said to be remaining in creative under Triple H. Shane McMahon is unlikely to rejoin WWE because he is not on good terms with his sister Stephanie. There's speculation that some AEW stars will go back to WWE, or just new stars will go to WWE once Vince McMahon is not there anymore. There's speculation that Naomi, Sasha Banks, Bray Wyatt may actually, come back because Vince isn't there anymore.
Talk about Johnny coming back.
Who? Johnny Gargano.
Gargano.
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't really McMahon that he had a problem with, I don't think. But it's interesting. Never in your life, in my lifetime, I would expect it. But you never think that this was what would make Vince McMahon retire, because he retired because of these investigations. And
you want to keep the spotlight off WWE,
which is the right thing to do. And to be honest, I'm kind of pissed off at some of these jaded ass fucking marks, saying, oh, they're so happy that Vince is gone. Change was in WWE. With one, these marks haven't fucking watched WWE in 4 or 5 years. And two, if it wasn't for Vince McMahon, they wouldn't be wrestling fans to begin with. So fuck you, every single one of you.
And we just lost our last viewer.
I don't give a shit. I do not fucking care. What Vince McMahon, no matter what he's done in his personal life, what Vince McMahon has done for the wrestling business will never, ever, ever be duplicated again. Ever.
That's true. I agree.
And I'm going to say thank you, Vince. And I don't give a shit. Because if it wasn't for him,
we wouldn't be around.
We wouldn't be doing this. We would not be doing this podcast.
Because we all met at a WWE pay-per-view.
Yes, at a WrestleMania. And it's just, Ryan and I actually met at an ROH show. But if it wasn't for WWE, ROH would never have been there.
And we wouldn't have
met. So, but it's what Vince McMahon has done for the wrestling business will never be duplicated again. Thank you, Vince, for everything you've done and for everything, for the stamp you put on the business. And that's as easy as I'm going to say it. Just thank you. Thank you for making me a fan, and thank you for sacrificing.
Thank you for being a friend.
Hours and hours of your time, dick inside of females or not, to entertain me since I was 6 years old. And
think he booked the show fucking one of them bitches?
He probably did. It's good shit, pal. Literally, your shit's good.
This shit's good for business, I swear.
Brett comes in at 24.
I second Fat Man. Vince McMahon, his commentary is actually what got me into the WWE.
What a maneuver!
At the time.
What a maneuver.
He was so good at it. And then when I found out he was leaving commentary to become the owner of the WWF at that time, I was like, okay. And then honestly, with minus a couple years, it's been fucking amazing. His mind around the business was ridiculous. His mind as a businessman was off the charts. He gave me hours and hours of endless watching pleasure, doing pleasure that's not pornography. he is definitely reignited my love. I mean, I do feel that he was getting to the end of his run. Even had this not occurred, it was happening within the next 5 years. He was going to be done. I think it's left in good hands with Triple H and creative. I'm not too sure how I feel about Stephanie running it though, because she hasn't. I mean, I hope she does. I hope she takes after her dad, because that's the only question mark I have is Stephanie McMahon.
She'll crush it. I got.
She is a McMahon. She is a McMahon. So yes,
she's
Ryan.
Been
What's your?
I'm sorry. She's been pretty much groomed for this position since like '99.
Sure, she's the one that never left. She stayed there the whole time.
So I mean, she'll crush it.
Well, let's talk to an actual wrestler, and actually still wrestled till just recently. Ryan, what is your take on Vince McMahon as a person, as a CEO, president, owner?
I find WWE and being the Fed shield of the group too. Let's not forget that. I'm the one that defend WWE to death. Vince being one of them, because he's at this. He was at this for so long. Like, we can shit about Rob being boring for 3 hours. There's still millions of people watching it live, plus Hulu's, plus YouTube's, and then that's not counting that there's people like myself who won't miss Raw. I watch NXT. Kind of shitty that tonight we're recording late because of whatever reasons. So I'm missing NXT now. Friday, I'm sure.
Multitask.
No, shut up. But you know what I mean? Like, to me, WWE's been ingrained in my life, and one name that's been ingrained in my life more than anything else throughout my entire life for wrestling has been Vince McMahon. Commentator, the owner, the dickhead, the this, the that, didn't matter.
He was the biggest heel in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
It's good for business.
Let's not forget that. If it wasn't for McMahon, Stone Cold would not be as big as he was.
No, not even close. And it both of them, like, need Hogan and Andre for WrestleMania 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's two parts of that whole feud that makes it work, and then the two of them are, and it was, as the Canadian, sorry you had to get screwed, Brett, for the business to evolve, but maybe you should have just dropped the fucking belt on the way out.
Right. And that was, looking back on it, it maybe isn't. You always say the attitude. I look back on it, the matches weren't great, and it was kind of cringeworthy. But we grew up. That was the era. Well, not me, but that's the era that most fans remember from all the antics Stone Cold did to McMahon, and it was fun. It was fun TV, and it was fun watching every week. And again, thank you, Vince, for everything that you did for the wrestling business. From creative, some good, some bad, to business, to TV, making the most profitable wrestling company that any wrestling company ever has been. Thank you. I probably should have ended the news and rumors with that segment, but I got 3 more. WWE made financial investments into the Premier Lacrosse League, which was weird. It's actually owned by Kevin Durant.
Is it really?
That's what my news and rumors said.
Wow, I did not know that.
Let's talk about Eli Drake for a second, or Max Dupree.
Yeah.
He was replaced by.
Yeah.
He was replaced with Maxine Dupree, played by former NXT wrestlers Sophie Cromwell, because it was claimed that he had offended certain people. Dupree was pulled at the last minute, and while Mason Mansar agreed with the Maxim Mill model storyline, Dupree had some reservations leading to script changes. Vince McMahon was clearly behind the Maxim Mill model storyline since it was his concept, and because he worked with Dupree to determine what to say and how to sound in his promos. McMahon did not want him to sound like LA Knight or Eli Drake. Dupree reportedly had some supporters in WWE, and now that McMahon is no longer in charge, it's possible that he could receive another chance to prove his worth on the main roster. It's important to know that he was hired by Triple H, which may be to his advantage. I have personally worked with Eli Drake, LA Knight. I said in the chat that he's an asshole. He's not. He's an okay guy. And
he's an okay guy for a house show.
He's an okay guy for a house show. And I think he deserves to be. I don't think he deserves his gimmick. I think he just beat Eli Drake. And just beat Eli Drake. Or some form of Eli Drake. That character, I think, works for him. But I think he does deserve a second shot. Cool. One more. Bound for Glory is to be in Danbury, Connecticut on October 8th. Why is that significant? That's the same night as Extreme Rules.
I thought Extreme Rules is the 6th.
It's the 8th. Saturday the 8th. October 8th. So that's interesting. And with that...
Paper toss.
It's my favorite time of the podcast.
Copyright infringement.
Paper toss.
I didn't. What do you mean copyright infringement? I didn't call it the Air Kobe again this week.
No, Jesus Lord. At least you didn't call it helicopter Kobe either.
Yo, so in my...
I heard you like stupid jokes, bro.
In my life insurance class, a guy literally drew like an example of some sort of life insurance, and he drew mountains with a plane, and someone in the class went, Kobe!
So good.
No, it's from a show called Around the Horn on ESPN. That's how he ends it. He always crumbles up a piece of paper and throws it. Tony Reality.
So let's do
SummerSlam.
Oh, you are right. We didn't do a SummerSlam preview.
I was waiting for it. I was like, are we going to no sell the shit out of this pay-per-view that I'm driving 10 hours for?
I think normally because we did the review of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, like I think we should rapid fire SummerSlam because you can't on paper toss me. We've already
I'm not going to paper toss you. Mysterios versus the Judgment Day no quotation tag match.
Judgment Day.
Mysterios. Logan Paul versus The Miz. Logan Paul.
The Miz.
If
Logan Paul wasn't signed as a WWE competitor, if Logan Paul wasn't signed to WWE now, I'd say Logan Paul. But now he's with the WWE. I think it's The Miz.
Okay.
Still Logan Paul.
Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch Raw Women's Championship.
Becky Lynch.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be Bianca. Riddle versus
Tennessee.
I do appreciate that we've not had a complete same answer across the board so far. I do appreciate that.
Maybe right now. Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Riddle.
Rollins.
Wrong.
Riddle's going to get the second one. Rollins is going to win by being a piece of shit. The feud's going to go for a while. And Rollins just lost a lot of shit. He needs something.
Okay. That's true. SmackDown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey.
Liv.
Ronda.
Liv.
See?
Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin.
McAfee.
Okay.
Hey. Sleazy, do a shot.
United States Championship. Bobby Lashley defends against Theory.
Lashley.
Sleazy
does a second shot.
Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus Street Profits with Double J as a guest referee.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a shitty finish, and they're splitting the tag belts up.
I think Jared's going to hit one of the Usos with a guitar, and the Street Profits are going to win the titles. What else we got? Boom, 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 boom. Last man standing match. Reigns versus Lesnar.
Do I say Reigns or do I say Theory? Because the logic online is Theory's cashing in during the match when they're doing the 10 count.
Yep,
so
that's my
have
theory.
To clutch either one of them.
That's my theory. I did not see it online. I thought of it. And so he's like, those on Reddit. I don't go on Reddit. That's it. But what they did on Raw makes me think that Theory is going to tease a cash in, but not actually cash in. So I'm going to go Reigns. Chip.
Lesnar.
Okay. That's it. So plugs.
Fuck Reddit. Fuck you, Max, on Reddit. Don't come find the wrestling show, which is what it's called on Reddit. You fucking Mark idiots.
All right.
Sports Guru 728. You can find me and Fatman on the. Well, you won't find me this week or last week. I'm getting ready to head. I'm heading out to Nashville tomorrow, actually.
Always on location.
Always on location. But you can find the best darn sports show period too. Soon to be on Twitch as well. And also, if you all haven't had a chance to watch any of the G1 Climax, I've seen 4 out of 6 days. I've reviewed 4 out of 6 days on the website as well. Watch it. There's some damn good wrestling going on overseas right now. Damn good wrestling.
Chip, I want you to do at least a live show on our Facebook page. You have access to it, right?
Oh, on the wrestling show?
On the wrestling show, yes.
I should, yes.
Okay, do that for us. We really appreciate it. I'm at TWS Fat Man. We at TWS Sleazy. We're at Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter and Instagram. The onlyfans.com/the wrestling show. Ryan's Titty. You can find us every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. on the Gear Network. You can find us also anywhere where all your favorite podcasts are. And I do believe I touched anything. Oh, TikTok. Fuck TikTok. So,
although it would be really cool if we could reenact literal like promos and stuff from other times on TikTok. I have seen wrestling stuff on Facebook Reels. I don't do TikTok, but I have seen it on Reels where people do wrestling scenes. So, idea.
A, that's a deadly idea.
It is a deadly idea.
Deadly in good way or bad way?
Good way. Like, I
Good
like
way.
that. Like, you could convince me, like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, that is the A part. And B, I believe my next line is, so for Canadian Sleazy.
For the Fat Man.
This is the Wrestling Show. Thank you very much for listening.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. We did not say that throughout the whole show. A hot dog's not a sandwich. A sub is not a sandwich. How is Sleazy getting this access in his rehab? He's been pampered with all this fucking shit, and I don't understand it. And I'm not going to say fuck Kenny Omega because he's been hurt, and I don't. But fuck
coming
Kenny
back
Omega.
soon, and
Fuck Kenny
also
Omega.
Get out of my head.
But fuck Kenny Omega. But
and Bryan Danielson's coming back this week too.
Tomorrow or Wednesday. He came back last Wednesday. So, and Sleazy's getting pampered in rehab. That's not what rehab's supposed to be. He's supposed to be throwing up from his methadone porn addiction, getting withdrawal. But all right.
Oh, he's getting a withdrawal, all right.
Oh yeah. See ya.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain of the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, all the world goes sad.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.